What up, BLN family? We back again with another video, and today we will be talking about real estate. We've been sending a lot of love to the channel. We've been having people like the channel, share the channel. People even come to me and be like, "Hey man, how you do this? How you do that?" So the channel is growing, man, and we do appreciate y'all for watching the channel, just being a part of us. We go continue to grow, and we want y'all to be a part of that. So I'm gonna let my partner Bristol say a few words to y'all. So go ahead, Mr. Bristol.
Oh yeah, facts. Ain't nothing bring me more joy than some of the phone calls I got, and some of y'all opening the accounts and asking different questions and moving your money around. Like I say, the goal, man, we just want everybody we can to just get invested. We really believe in that, and we really appreciate y'all for coming and following with us. But more importantly than following us is your own execution. So I'm hoping y'all all getting them Robinhood accounts, Coinbase, TD Ameritrade, checking on your own 401ks and seeing what's in that, and just asking questions and learning and growing. This week, maybe coming into February, I don't want y'all to get too nervous. We've been living up in a bubble, up on a bull in the stock market, and it may be some type of like correction, which is like 5 to 10% range of a fallback. But that ain't the time to panic. That's really a time to buy more because things are at a discount. So just kind of buckle up and ride the wave a little bit. But we gonna make. At the end of the day, we're going to make way more than we lose. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris. We're going to talk about a little bit of real estate, and we hope we ain't going to keep you too long.
Most definitely. I do appreciate that, Bristol. Last week, Bristol talked about real estate. If you haven't go watch that video, please go watch that.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
About real estate.
He was talking about stocks, my bad. He's talking about stocks
and cryptocurrency.
Stocks and cryptocurrency, and I think he did a good job breaking it down to the viewers. I actually had a girl talk to me. She said he was very informative to her because she was just now starting off with the stock market, and she said she feel a lot more confident investing her money to that. So that's the goal right there. That is the purpose of the channel. So back to what we initiated the video to. We're going to be talking about real estate today. A lot of people don't necessarily know what real estate is. I'm going to break it down a little bit today and go, real strong with it. I do want to let people know real estate can be a home, it can be land, basically anything with property that they can grow or they can add value. That's what I want to break that down. See, we have the SFH. What that is a single family home. If those of you do not know what that is, when you driving by, that's just basically a brick home, a normal brick home with one single door, something in that aspect right there. And then we got a duplex. If y'all do not know what a duplex is, that's basically one home that's cut in half. It got a door on one side and it got a door on the other side. And then we break it down with...
Did you know, Chris, not to cut you off, but you can buy a duplex or up to a fourplex in the same way you would as a single family.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Okay.
So we still learning. We're still learning with that too. Like I said, I was just trying to break it down and give them a little general topic of what that is. There's multiple duplexes. You can get a 4 duplex like Bristol just said.
Once you get over 4, it's considered commercial.
Okay.
But if it's like a 4plex or duplex, 3plex, triplex, whatever, that's all gonna be in the same single family space. And like, what would be ideal, like a good strategy though, if you could find a 4plex, and you could you'll get approved basically on the rents that the other 3 folks are paying, and you could almost live in one for probably free.
Most definitely.
Or half the price. And I don't know, we may not go hard into that strategy today, but I was just throwing that out there.
We ain't really trying to go too hard for y'all BLN. We trying to just give y'all the basic
crawl before we walk.
Most definitely. And another one would be like a condo or a townhouse, something, similar to what Brother Bristol just said. Basically, that is a unit connected to different units. So I know y'all don't seen a townhouse before. So I know what y'all thinking right now. Okay, well, he's telling us about, these different type of, properties. How would one go about getting it? There's different ways one can go about getting it. I'm not going to necessarily go too much into it today. I'm just going to scratch the surface a little bit. But a lot of people, these are 3 big factors that you need to have when you're trying to buy real estate and you don't necessarily have the funds and you want to get it 100% financed through either a bank or a financial institution that can help you get that finance. You got to have good credit. I cannot stress this enough. And you got to have a job.
What kind of credit score though? What's good? Because a lot of people don't even know what good credit is. What does good credit mean?
Good credit.
And we're gonna bring y'all another episode.
Yeah,
too,
we're actually gonna do that.
But for this, from what I see, the minimum score is what? What you think, Chris?
The minimum score, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually was in the process of buying me another home last year, and I was gonna get it financed through the bank. The minimum score has to be at least a 640 to a 650. That is the minimum score. And when you go to the bank, they go tell you your score don't necessarily matter, but it do. They're going to check all your score. They're going to check your Equifax score. They're going to check your what's the other one?
TransUnion.
Your TransUnion score, and there's one more, Experian score. They're going to check all of that. They're going to see if you owe collections agencies. That's going to play a major impact on seeing if you get approved for that that loan, for that real estate loan. So, like I always tell people, and we're going to get more onto credit on the next video. A lot of y'all have been asking me how to build your credit, and I've been trying to walk y'all through it. But like I said, next week we're going to go more into depth, and we're going to try to teach y'all the basics of it. So that's a little bit about going about getting real estate finance through a banking constitution. And another thing I also want to tell y'all about, because a lot of people, I cannot stress this enough. Always look at the APR. Anytime you are buying anything, look at the APR. What APR is, that is an annual percentage rate. I want to break that down a little bit right now. I'm not going to get deep into it.
AKA the interest rate.
Exactly. And really, I don't understand it a little bit. A lot of y'all don't understand what the APR is. If I was to give Bristol, matter of fact, Bristol asked me for $1 right now. I say, okay, Bristol, I'm going to give you that $1, but I'm going to charge you 5% on that interest rate. Bristol going to be like, okay, I can do that. So basically, that 5% is a nickel. So Bristol going to have to pay me $1.05 back. I know what y'all think, oh, that's not nothing. So let's bring it up a little bit. Let's bring it up for him, Brother Bristol. Bristol come to me. He say, Chris, I need $100,000. Okay, Bristol, I'm going to give you $100,000, but I'm going to charge you 10% of that $100,000 if I let you borrow this. So if I let Bristol borrow that $100,000, he's going to have to pay me $110,000 back. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money. You basically give me $100,000, and he's having to give me $10,000 back. Y'all don't understand that.
But see, that's another thing. The way they get you on them houses, it's not just that it's 10% on 100,000. That's really not that bad.
No.
But when you making them monthly payments, they taking that interest rate every single month. Like on a $200,000 house, you may end up paying $120,000, $140,000 over the life of that 30-year, 15-year mortgage or whatever in interest. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we really grasping that to the fullest extent.
Mm-hmm.
As far as making an extra payment every year and cutting your mortgage down, cutting it in half, and making that payment in principal. Not just necessarily when one of your payments is due, that very same day you should make 1 or 2 extra payments if you can a year on that same day as the regular due date, because then it's going to go directly into principal and cut your mortgage down and cut down in that interest, because they are killing us, family.
They are. And I know what some of y'all thinking right now. Well, Chris and Bristol, what do one need to do? Like if I want to go to the bank, and I want to put a down payment on the house, I would tell people always try to put a down payment on the house. I would like for people to not necessarily get 100% finance. Like if you don't have no money and you need to get 100% finance, then do that. But if you have some money, by all means, like you have $20,000, put that down to your house. What people don't know is the more money you put down on a home or anything that you're buying from getting finance, that the interest rate is lower than getting it 100% finance. So like Brother Bristol was saying, it's always good to find something with a low APR. Always find something with a low APR. Something that's low is going to help you in the long run. I cannot stress this enough. And another thing people don't understand, how can I explain this a little bit, Brother Bristol? I'm going to break it down to them on the interest rate cost for a home right now, because they not understanding the true interest rate of a home. Like right now,
it's like what 3-4% or something.
The interest rate for a home is 4.1%. Did you not know that?
No, I haven't been keeping up with
it's actually
I know it's in that ballpark.
Yeah, it actually goes up and down right now, depending. You see the economy that we're in right now with this COVID and this pandemic. It's actually at an all-time low. It's the lowest it has ever been. And I know this because I do have a few individuals that are close with me. They actually work at the bank and they keep me up to date with stuff like that. So if y'all was thinking about going out and buying a house, this would be the perfect time to do it. I'm not gonna lie to you. With the interest rate right now, that'd be the perfect time to buy a house. And it's not always bad to buy a cheap house. I have been seeing this a lot. A lot of y'all out there have been buying $300,000 houses and $400,000 houses, knowing you can't afford them. And I don't know your budget. You might can afford it, but I know
just because you make a high amount does not necessarily mean you can really afford something all the time. We gotta be intentional about our own personal budgets and what we put out, what we want to invest, what we want to save. And I'm not knocking anybody what they want to do or anything, but we can get a whole lot more value. The amount of money that we seeing people spending, like $200,000 and $300,000 houses, and you getting in a cul-de-sac or like little areas, like we can buy some real land, because like people always keep saying we want generational wealth. Well, it's hard to create generational wealth in like a cul-de-sac or with a bunch of HOA fees or just things like that. And I just want us to be mindful of that part of it. Because like they put us in, we get in these with these communities, and they're basically just raising the mortgages, like they're overvaluing these houses in these communities is basically what I'm really boiling down to, because all these other people are in them and it's like a hot thing. But at the end of the day, it's really it's just they're just overvaluing in these homes. And we could probably do a lot better if we would just look into buying land first, and even building your house from scratch. You could probably get a bigger house than what a lot of us have anyways.
Not like back to what he was saying. I don't mean to step on his toes like that. If I was somebody who was in the process of buying a house right now, I necessarily wouldn't do it. I would buy me some land, clear that land off if it need to be cleared off. Make sure it has septic on there, well, and electricity. And I would go get a double wide and put it on there. A lot of these double wides, they're nice. You can get you a nice double wide for $50,000. You can get you some land for about what, Brother Bristol? How much is land going for? I know the average price for acre of land right now is about 10.
Yeah, well, it depends on exactly where you at.
Your location is everything.
Roughly 15,000 acres, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, so
maybe 10. Just kind of depend on where that land is.
Yeah.
But like I say, just back same thing with them houses, these big nice houses in these communities, they just overvalue them because of where it's at. Like it ain't even that the house is worth more than another house that's the same size.
Yeah.
In my opinion, some of the houses that stand alone by themselves and they got 3 and 4 acres are worth more because you actually got property, you actually got land.
Most
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? So I just want us to be mindful of that, like, because we losing a lot of wealth to HOA fees,
Most definitely.
interest rate.
And we actually gonna talk a little bit more about the HOA fees. You know, a couple more videos down the road, break that truly down to the viewers. And like I said, it's not necessarily bad to stay in a trailer. You can always rent it out. You know, as long as you have the money to pay that mortgage or to make that payment to the financial institution, you can always rent it out. You know, you can say you got a payment for $500, you can rent that out for $1,000. $500 going to the institution, $500 going into your pocket. We call that cash flow. Cash flow is a good thing. You're saving money. You're growing money. You know, simple as this, a win-win situation. If the house need to be fixed, then that's where you require sweat equity. And do you know what that means? That means that's basically do-it-yourself work. You know, I don't see a lot of you not Bristol. I don't see a grown man come over here. A grown man pay somebody to change a light bulb for him. He said he don't know how to change a light bulb. Come on, we gotta do better. We got to do better.
But
I mean, when I seen that, it was
yeah,
it's getting crazy out here, man. We got the money to do it. One might say, well, Chris, I ain't got $20,000 sitting underneath my bed right now. But y'all out here riding in 2020s, paying a $600 car payment and paying $300 in car insurance. How did that work?
That's 900 something a month.
Exactly.
I mean, we got the money. It's just misdirected and misguided.
That's what it is, and we're based off of a visual. We want to see what people think about us and what we got. You know, it's all right to ride in that old Honda as long as that Honda gets you to point A to point B. It's all right to not stay in the best house, but as long as you got a plan, you know, and not necessarily you don't have to always stay in a big house. A big house is not for everybody. So I've seen people stay in a small house and that's where they feel comfortable. They can afford that. Do not go outside your comfort zone. If you know you can't afford that house, don't do it. You just want to be seen. And that's what's wrong with so many people out here right now. They want to be seen. They want to get applaud. But them applause ain't gonna pay that mortgage. It's simple as that. So,
Yeah. I mean, we killing ourselves just to overdo it sometimes.
Most definitely.
And really, like we put the cart before the horse too much. We could still get these same $300,000 houses. I think we just sometimes we just doing things backwards, and putting too much pressure on ourselves.
Definitely.
If that makes sense, family.
Yeah, and you know, we getting close to the end of the video, and I do gotta say something because I do see a lot of y'all come to me. Y'all call me, y'all text me, y'all see me, they say, Chris, how do you do this? I'm proud of you, you changing the game and stuff like that. And I mean, I have people say, I brag to you like you my own son. I appreciate all of that. I love the love. I love all that. But I do want to tell everybody who's out there listening, I am nobody. Everything I'm doing right now, y'all can do. You know, I had the luxury of, you know, closing on my property last year and I'm renting it out. But other than that, you know, I'm doing everything. I do my research. I do my due diligence. I really sit down and try to better myself. And that's all it takes at the end of the day. You know, I don't really be out here like that. I like to do my research, try to get me further ahead in life. And that's the biggest goal for me right now. And I do appreciate y'all for, you know, supporting me. But I just want to let you know I'm nobody. I'm somebody, but I'm nobody. I'm trying to be somebody, though.
Now, Chris, if somebody wanted to get a rental property, say they don't want a house to live in, but they want to get a rental property. It's like the same. It's kind of like the same thing.
What do you mean? Clarify that a little bit more.
Okay, if you want to get a single family house.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to live in it. You just want to rent it out. Is it like the same process? Are you still going to the bank for that, or?
It's basically like this. You got a house. You decide, I don't want to stay here no more. but I still got to make the payments because I don't want it to go into foreclosure. What can I do?
Rent it out.
Rent it out. See, some people don't understand this. A lot of people come to me, Chris, I'm looking for a house, but they're so expensive. You're correct. A lot of these houses are getting expensive now. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing the cost of living is getting higher.
Nah, I mean, it just go back to what I was talking about with these houses in the communities and things like. It's a lot of greed out here, and just they're just pushing the prices up, and it's going from not only you buying a house in one of these nice new developments, but to the renters, to everybody. It's just all going just ridiculous.
It is. That's why I'm telling people, like, people in apartments right now, you're paying $1,000, you're paying $700, you're paying $600. Go to the bank and try to get approved for a home loan.
See what you need to do.
Yeah, the bank is not just going to necessarily decline. You know, they're going to tell you what you need in order to get approved for that. They go say, well, your credit's too low. It's not hard to build your credit. It is not hard to build it. Y'all just don't want to put in the work to do that. And I'm going to talk about that the next video. They help y'all build y'all credit and how to establish it. So like I said, back to his question though, if one has a house, and
I think what I was saying though, Chris, like you answered it from people who already got houses. Mm-hmm. But like if somebody doesn't have a house. Like they live in an apartment, but they see what we're talking about as far as it's a way to generate income in your sleep.
Most definitely.
So is it not the same process? Like if you wanted to rent that house out,
the process is similar, Bristol. Like I'm saying, if you want, so you saying if you own a house?
No. This is for people who don't have a house.
Okay.
But they want to get a house.
They want to get one and rent it out.
Because see, that's what I was saying, Chris.
Okay, I got you.
What's the difference between investing, just basic home ownership, and just basic home? Because what you do, you're an investor as far as real estate. You don't live in that property.
Most definitely.
You probably ain't even been to it too much.
And he's not lying. I haven't really.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that like we jumped out there on home ownership.
Okay.
It's like to live in it.
Okay. So you want to know the process of how to get it and then how to rent it out.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we said, to the discussion we just had. We was talking about in order for one to get a house, your credit has to be good. And I'm not talking if you owe a collections agency, the bank is going to see that. That's the biggest thing they look at. Well, if you can't pay the collection agency back, you ain't gonna pay our mortgage back. That's how they go think of it. You know, they go think of it like that. So that's
somebody told me too that worked in banks. They said a lot of us get denied because we have high car loans.
They can be a big thing right there.
Banks don't necessarily. I know you need something to drive, but banks don't necessarily consider that stable. Like if your income is like,
in another word,
you're just barely getting it.
Yeah.
So banks don't necessarily consider that stable if you buy the car before the house.
And the fancier term for what Bristol just said, the banks hit you with this. They hit you with income to debt ratio.
Yeah.
That's what all he's saying right there. Basically, can your income support your lifestyle you're trying to live? If you out here and you bring home $1,000 every 2 weeks,
the income you can prove.
Yeah, most definitely. He's not lying.
Not the income we all, got maybe have some side thing or business or whatever, but the income that they can see on paper, and like if you self-employed, you gotta bring you gotta start tracking your stuff like a year, and before you even go to a bank.
Yeah. So I'm like I said. So basically, back to the question you were talking about. So as long as your credit's good, you know if your credit's good. You know if you're a collection agency. You know if you can afford that house. You know how much money you make. Another thing with that, what was the credit, and then it was the what was it? Credit.
Your down payment.
Oh yeah, your down payment. Like I said, the down payment is a big thing.
Now, why would you want? Do we answer that? Why would you want 20% versus getting like a FHA?
Same thing. I like I broke it down to you, Brother Bristol. However much money you put down, the lower your APR is. That's all it is to it.
Yeah.
The more money you put down, the lower APR you have. You get 100% finance.
Yeah, but can't you have more? You can have more flexibility too, right? Because can't in the FHA, like, you have to live in it so many years or something. Like, you can't just be an investor if you get an FHA, right? Not right off the bat.
Not right off the bat. You gotta stay in that home for a period of time. And I do like to tell.
That's what I wanted to get the clarifying on people. Like,
it depends. Another term. A lot of people ask me, well, Chris, should I get a 15-year fixed term or should I get a 30-year fixed term? I always tell people, if you can afford it, the average person go with a 30-year fixed term. And I'm not, just to be transparent, some people don't even live to pay their house off. I'm just keeping it, as real as I can be. Do you want to speak on that real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and I know what you're gonna probably say. Get the 15. Me personally, I say sign up for the 30 because you never know when a hard time gonna hit. But what I would say is always make 2 extra payments a year in principle.
Okay. But
get the 30 because just in case something happens, you got a shorter payment. You got more. I mean, you got more cushion.
No, definitely. I mean, that's his opinion. Yeah, in my opinion, like I say, it's me. The reason I say 15 years. I mean, like I said,
I would say always get that set in stone fixed interest rate.
Yes.
Because that's what happened with the whole market bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 month your house was $250, and the next month your house payment was $2,500 because of that variable interest rate.
But can I ask? No, I know what you just said. Did the house go up in price?
No, the house did.
Because if you got $150,000 house and the interest rates are going up, that means the price of the house and the location don't went up as well with it.
Yes and no.
So what you mean by that? Break it down a little bit.
I mean, they say it went up, almost like how they doing now.
Okay.
They say it went up, but you're still physically living in the same damn house. Right?
Yeah, you are. You living in the same house, but the bank just saying that the house went up in price.
So that they can collect more interest and more money. But that's what caused so many people to get put out of their homes.
A lot of houses going to foreclosure just off the simple fact is that.
Because when they were doing those variable interest rates, you sign on the dotted line for $250 a month, and then 3 months later, your house payment is $2,500 a month.
Okay, got you.
Something ain't right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And that's crazy on how could you can't even afford that kind of dynamic, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what get a lot of people in trouble.
Yeah. So
that's why I say you want to protect yourself with the fixed interest, not with the variable, because 1 month it could be this and 1 month it could be that.
Yeah, I don't like changing. Like, I like to stick with something. I like to stick with a fixed interest rate. I want my my payments to be the same every month, and that way nothing to change, and I know I'll be good. I don't have to worry about my prices going up.
Your budget.
Yeah, I want to keep my budget the same. So BLN, I hope we did a decent job explaining real estate. We're going to get deeper into it in the next few videos coming up. So like I said, keep watching, keep sharing, keep liking. Just be a part of the journey with us. We're only going up from here, and we want y'all to be a part of it. So like I said, just comment down what y'all want to talk about. I think next week we're talking about what?
Some type of credit.
We're talking about credit, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about how to build your credit and stuff, how to get that established, and how to necessarily get stuff off of your credit to get it dropped. So, BLN family, until next time, until next week, we'll see y'all. We gone.